This is Shed Time Stories with me, Issy. Are you ready to share a new story? Well, I have chosen a book from the 9 Cats series. The title is The 9 Cats Go to the Farm. If you have this book at home, you can read along with me. The authors, the people who have written this story, are Callum Johnston and Linda Johnston. And the illustrator, the person who has drawn all the pictures, is Jacqueline T. Now, the 9 cats are out exploring and they see a farm in the distance. Off they all go. Shall we read and find out what happens? The 9 cats go to the farm. Once upon a time, there were 9 cats called Poppy, Molly, Daisy, Millie, Milo, Monty, Charlotte, Stella and Tiger. It was a lovely sunny day and the cats were out exploring the grass and the meadows around their house. In the distance, they could hear a mooing, and Monty declared, "That's a cow speaking. There's a farm nearby." "I'd like to go over there and visit some of the animals," said Poppy. "Who'd like to come?" Tiger jumped up and down excitedly, exclaiming, "Yay!" Milo said, "I think Tiger might like to go." They all laughed and started to head towards the farm. The cats reached the farm and were amazed at the size of it. "We can get a brilliant game of hide and seek here," Molly said. "Paws up! Who fancies it?" 9 eager paws went into the air. Charlotte volunteered to stay and count whilst the others ran away and hid. Charlotte stood at the entrance of the farm with her eyes closed and counted to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 19, 20. "Ready or not, here I come." There was silence and not another cat to be seen. Charlotte started to walk towards the pig pen and heard some giggling. As she got closer, she saw a big mummy pig lying down in the warm weather. Behind her, she could see her baby piglets jumping around. When she got closer, she saw Millie and Poppy lying on the ground, playing with the piglets. "Caught you!" declared Charlotte and started laughing. "We forgot to not make a noise. It was just that the baby piglets were so cute," said Millie. Mummy Pig looked up and said, "I've been so happy to have a rest. You're good piggy sitters." The cats all laughed and explained they would have to help Charlotte find the others now. "Well, we were easily caught," said Poppy. The cats were still chuckling to themselves. Charlotte said, "Come on, cows are next up. Let's see if anyone's hiding here." The air got a bit pongy as they got closer to the cow field. A friendly cow came over to the fence.
"Excuse me, are you looking for a little cat with blue dungarees?"
"Yes, we are," said Charlotte. "We're playing hide and seek." The cow replied,
"Oh, that makes a bit of sense. I wondered why he was hiding.
She gave a moo-wee laugh. "Why is it so funny?" asked Poppy.
"Well, he's hidden behind a pile of dung. The farmer keeps it at the corner of our field. Come, I'll show you where it is."
The cats followed the cow, giggling all the way because they realised Tiger had found an unfortunate hiding place. As they approached the dung pile, they all shouted, "Surprise!" Tiger came out, holding his nose. "Yes, it was a surprise," he said. "I'm feeling happy to be found." And they all laughed again.
"Watch where you tread. You don't want to make it worse,"
said the cow. Everyone thanked her and walked on, still laughing. The cow was chuckling too. She liked the cats. "Okay, everyone, the next field I see ahead is the sheep enclosure. Let's see if we can find anyone here," said Charlotte. They walked towards the field and then started to hear a strange clickety-click sound. "What on earth is that sound?" asked Poppy. "Let's follow the noise and see what we find," said Charlotte. They walked around a little mound in the middle of the field and were amazed at what they saw. A group of sheep was sitting with Molly and Daisy, and they were all knitting. That was the clickety sound they could hear. The sheep were teaching them how to knit a woolly scarf. Molly looked up in shock to see them all standing, watching them, and said, "I forgot. We were supposed to be hiding." One of the sheep said, "If it's okay, can you wait until they're finished? It's just a little scarf. They're doing so well." The cats were happy to wait and were fascinated by what happened when the needles went click-clack. Once the scarves were done, Molly and Daisy joined them to find the rest of the cats. Daisy exclaimed, "I wasn't expecting to do that today. That was such fun." Charlotte and the found cats walked on. Charlotte looked around and couldn't see anything apart from a couple of trees here and there. "Well, this isn't going to be easy by the looks of it," she said. "Where can they possibly be hiding?" asked Daisy. Suddenly, they heard the tinkle of glass shattering and raised voices. "I know those voices. That's Monty and Milo," said Poppy, "and they seem to be coming from that tree over there." She pointed to a spot a short distance away. The cats walked towards the tree and could hear an argument taking place. "Milo, how could you be so careless with my new magnifying glass?" they could hear Monty saying. "I'm so sorry, Monty. I just got so interested in that little bug climbing up the tree and I forgot I was holding it," replied Milo. The cats walked round the tree and saw Monty holding the broken magnifying glass, looking very sad and angry. Oh dear, Monty, I can see you're feeling upset, but I think Milo is as well, said Charlotte. She then added, by the way, you're both caught. You're upset, Monty, and Milo is too, because it was an accident and he didn't mean for it to break, said Millie. I know that, said Monty. I'll put it in my pocket and see if it can be fixed when we get home. Don't worry about it, Milo. I know you didn't mean it. Milo smiled. And it got us caught. Everyone laughed. All friends again, whooped Molly. Charlotte added, we only have Stella to find now. And they all started walking on. The cats looked around and couldn't see any possible hiding places. They split into 2 groups and agreed to walk around the field and meet in the middle. Hopefully, they would have found Stella by then. A short while later, they all met, but nobody had found her. Charlotte decided that Stella had won and thought it was a good idea to just call for her now. The cats called her a few times, but there was no reply. They saw 3 familiar shapes walking towards them. What are you all doing out here? Said a little boy. It's our cats, said a little girl. These children lived with the cats. They were called Oscar and Darcy. A short distance behind them, the cats could see their mum, Rosie, talking with the farmer. Oscar, Darcy, we were playing hide and seek, but we can't find Stella anywhere, said Charlotte. We've even tried calling her name, but there's no answer. Oscar and Darcy looked alarmed and told the cats to wait until they got their mum. The cats watched the children tell their mum and the farmer. Then they all started walking over towards them. The farmer has said he'll get his tractor and drive us around the farm to try to find Stella, said Rosie. Everyone climbed onto the tractor and the farmer started driving. The cats found it fun getting driven along in the tractor, bobbing over the grass and fields, and were glad the farmer was doing that for them because it was a lot of land and it would have been quite exhausting to have had to look by themselves. After a while, the farmer stopped the tractor and said, "This is a mystery. We've been all over the farm and still no sign of this little cat called Stella. I don't understand why she can't hear us shouting her name. I hope she's okay," said Molly. Oscar and Darcy started panicking. "Please let our little Stella be okay. We can't give up until she's found," said Darcy. Milo suggested they jump down and have one last look around the farm. The farmer agreed and said he would stay with his tractor in case they wanted to jump back on. As Monty walked towards a group of bushes, he heard something jump. He called everyone over. "Come here, there's a noise in the bushes here." All the cats huddled around, and then out jumped a little white rabbit. "He's looking a bit annoyed," said Rosie to Oscar and Darcy. "Ah," said the rabbit, "I think you're going to be able to help. One of these," he said, pointing to the cats, "is lying over the hole to my burrow. I can't get into my house. Please come and collect your friend." The cats all shouted, "Stella!" They looked past the rabbit and could see that the land went downhill quite steeply from behind the bushes. And when they walked over to the edge, they saw Stella lying at the bottom. The cats ran down the hill towards Stella, and Rosie called the farmer to come over with the tractor in case it was needed. At the bottom, Poppy gave Stella a little nudge and said, "Wake up, Stella, please." Stella didn't move. Poppy looked around to the other cats and said, "Please help." Everyone took a deep breath and shouted, "Wake up, Stella!" Stella slowly opened her eyes. "How did I end up here?" she said. "I feel so sore." She looked confused. "I hid behind bushes, but I lay down because I started to feel tired." "Yes, but how did you manage to get on top of my house?" asked Rabbit. "I don't know. I must have rolled," said Stella, scratching her head. "I feel sore. I think I've caught myself on some bushes while rolling down the hill and my head hurts." "You've hit your head and knocked yourself out, I think," said Rosie. The farmer said, "I'll lift you onto the tractor and drive you to the vet, Stella. You should get checked over." "Exactly," said Rosie. "Thank you so much, Rabbit, for letting us know where Stella was. It was very lucky finding you," said Charlotte. "Wait a minute. What date is today?" asked Monty. "It's the first day of the month," said Rosie. "Unbelievable!" exclaimed Monty. "Do you know some people believe it's lucky to say white rabbit on the first of each month?" "You're right, Monty," said Rosie, and everyone turned to Rabbit and shouted, "White rabbit!" Rabbit blushed and said, "You're welcome." Then he jumped into his house. The cats kept Stella entertained with their hide-and-seek adventure story on the way to the vet. The vet said that Stella was okay and she just needed to rest and gave her plasters for her cuts. Stella loved all the attention and treats she got for being a brave girl. The cats were all early to bed that night, as their adventure had left them feeling very tired. Oh, what a fun farm adventure that was! And what a super game of hide and seek they all played. They did meet some rather interesting animals, and poor Stella, she did have to go and visit the vet. But with them all being very good friends, they will have all helped her to feel better again. I wonder, have you played hide and seek? Maybe you could have a game with all your friends. I hope you've enjoyed this Shed Time story, and if you want to, you can like, share, follow and subscribe to Shed Time Stories. Then you'll be ready for the next book we can share together. Bye-bye.